confusion about which plastics we recycle and why we recycle certain plastics. I've already said that one thing we don't recycle is plastic bags. Okay, does anyone know why we don't put plastic bags into the recycling bin?
Yes, because it melts.
Sorry?
It melts. So
It doesn't melt
no,
so
it
much.
takes
That's not the reason.
No, it's because I think because we have to chuck them into the ocean and we got some fishes and...
Yeah, that's more if it goes into landfill, I
Yeah.
suppose, or if it gets left on the street and it ends up going down into
the water,
water. But that's more if it ends up as litter. Plastic bags really are a big problem. They don't break down in landfill. They get away, they become litter and end up in our waterways and create problems for the fish and the animals in the waterways. But we also don't want them in the recycling bin because the main problem is they get caught up in the machinery at the MRF, which is where we're going, and they actually jam up all the equipment, and it can actually stop the actual flow of the machinery for days if it gets caught up. So we don't want plastic bags in the recycling bin. So that includes, don't put your recycling inside a plastic bag. Just put it in loosely without a plastic bag. So don't put the plastic bag in with it. Okay? Now what can be recycled? In the good old days, we used to say to you that you had to look at the number on the bottom of the container, and that there's actually a triangle at the bottom of most plastic containers, and there's a number inside, isn't there? Okay, so do you know what those numbers stand for? Do you know what they mean? No, it doesn't actually mean that you can recycle it. That's not what that number says. Because sometimes you might actually get a plastic bag with a number on it inside a triangle. Does that mean you can put it in the recycling bin? No, okay. So it doesn't actually mean that it's recyclable. That number inside the triangle, and I'll pass this around, that's got a number 4 on it, and this one's got a number 5 on it. So I'll just pass that around with the number with the triangle. Okay, that number on the bottom of your container actually tells you what sort of plastic it is. It tells you what it's made from. Okay, so a number 1 plastic is actually PET, which is your soft drink bottles. PET, I can't remember the technical name for PET, it's got a long name, polyethylene, tetra, something or other. Okay, so that tells you that it's a PET bottle, number 1. Number 2 plastic is usually that opaque or coloured plastic, like your milk bottle comes in. Is a number 2 plastic, and that's actually called HDPE, which is high density polyethylene. So that's what a number 2 plastic is. Number 3 is vinyl. Number 4 is low density polyethylene, and number 5, which I think there's a number 5 going around, is actually a polypropylene. So it tells you what sort of plastic it is. Number 6 is polystyrene, and number 7 is mixed plastics. Okay? Now having said that, we used to say to people, look on the bottom of your container and see what number it's got on it, and then if it's got anything from 1 to 7, if it's got the number on the bottom, you can recycle it.
What the glass sponsors look like. The stuff's so small, we can't really sort that out, so they take it out. You can pass it around if you want. It's mainly glass, but you get lids and corks and things like that in there too. Underneath the bars, there are wheels that spin around like that, and they'll lift out the paper and the cardboard. That'll drop down. This is a new machine. It's called a bounce conveyor.
Which one?
This one just here, the one with the green sides.
Yeah.
This is called a bounce conveyor. And it's got the 6 boxes. You can recycle the cardboard boxes, but you can't recycle the straws. You can't recycle the plastic wrappers on the straws, and you can't recycle the plastic on the outside. So that's all garbage. Australia throws away in 1 week. There's only one country in the world where they throw away more garbage than I think it's important for people to come and see this sort of thing, because especially students, because they can go home and they can tell their parents about what they've seen, and we get a lot of kids who come in, primary school kids, and then we get parents coming in and saying, oh, my kids came on this tour, and then they came home and they said, oh mum, don't put that in the recycling bin, that's got to go in the garbage, or don't put that in the garbage, it's got to go in the recycling. So I think if you can get to the kids and get to students, then you'll change a lot of other people's behaviours as well.
Today, 90% of papers are made of trees. If we can save newspapers, books, some things like that, we can help the environment and the trees.
Call or check out the website of the Australian Forest and Papers Recycling Industry about how to recycle papers in your house, office, or everywhere you live or everywhere you go. Recycle for future.